Man, the Young Dolph footage that everybody want to see, it's a reason why they're not showing it, man. A lot of times when it comes down to the security footage and the camera footage from a lot of these situations that go down with these rappers and everybody like that, like pretty much them third party companies be buying the footage. TMZ buys the footage, or the owner of the shop buys the footage. A lot of people were thinking that because Yo Gotti has such close ties to that cookie shop that Young Dolph was at, that they might have, like, Yo Gotti might went to the management and the owners directly, one of his people, and got that footage up out of him, because that's the one thing that's going to pretty much like stop them from indicting Yo Gotti if they don't have the footage. And so this is their last straw to be able to try to like get away with it. And a lot of people, they want to get the justice for Young Dolph. If you guys support Young Dolph, throw the Dolph emojis in the comment section, put LLYD for Long Live Young Dolph, and let me know where y'all from. A lot of people want to get the justice, and so the fact that if somebody was to go and buy the Young Dolph footage for $1 million, we hearing $1.8 million, and they were offering $500,000, they upped the amount. This is how all of them TMZ people be getting the footage from all of these. How is it that TMZ always has the footage from any situation that happens? Because they have their like sources, and they make the phone call, and they get somebody that's in their city to go down there and buy that footage up off of them. They offer lots and lots of money, man, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars for some footages, because they have to be able to, like, if they have it, then somebody's gonna have to pay them to get it out of them to put it up for the trial. And a lot of the people, they don't want the footage to come out. Like the dudes from CMG, Moneybagg Yo, Black Youngster, Govan, Yo Gotti, all of them dudes that's pretty much being looked at as being a part of it, they don't want the footage to come out, because it's gonna show the getaway car, the Bentley truck, Bentley Bentayga, that was already in CMG's name, because the labels, they lease the cars for the rappers. And so whenever they bought that Bentley to give it to Moneybagg Yo, it's really in CMG's name. And so when they go back and look at it, they're gonna see that that comes back to Yo Gotti, that comes back to Moneybagg Yo, Govan, and bigjook, and they don't want the footage to get out of there, because they'll zoom in and see who's driving the car, who's riding in it. And the fact that it has the license plate on it, they don't want to get their license plate to be pretty much exposed on footage, because then it'll show that they were right there at the same place at the same time, which pretty much makes them the suspects, because their alibis said something completely totally different. When the feds first asked them, the alibis said that Yo Gotti was supposed to be flying on the plane to Atlanta, but the whole time when he went live right after that Dolph situation, literally as they're exiting the Bentley truck, he's still at the airport on the ground. So this is 10 minutes after Young Dolph already, the 911 call started coming in. When they matched the time from the footage, they seen Yo Gotti was still on the ground in Memphis like 10 minutes after Dolph got hit up, which means his alibi wasn't even correct. Like, this is the one thing that they're gonna go back to when the trial starts. They're gonna put everybody on the stand and grill him, because they're pretty much knocking him down one by one. And if the streets don't get him, they're gonna get caught in the court, because they're gonna get the footage. They have other footage of other angles and everything like that. The cookie shop footage is just gonna be the one that shows it the most clear, because it has the footage of the inside of the shop to show exactly what happened. And you gotta believe that the cookie shop people, they had to have watched the footage, because it's their footage. It was already playing while they were waiting for MPD to pull up, when literally the laundromat manager, they made the 911 call, and it took them like 25 minutes to pull up, even though they were down the block. So in that 25 minutes while they're waiting for like authorities to pull up, the ambulance and all that stuff, they were in the back office watching the footage over and over and over again. Like, imagine if you was at a workplace and something crazy went down like that. Wouldn't y'all just be back, like, as they're waiting, once they cleared the area and was like, okay, nobody's dumping rounds no more, there's no more Dracos being slung around, then everybody got up from ducking from the shells, and they went straight to the back office to see who it was and this and that, and see how it went down and everything, just so that they could get a clear story of what they all gonna say. Because this is the one thing that gets a lot of people caught up, is when they have the mixed stories like this, because they don't do just one interview. They go back and do multiple interviews, and they actually catch people in the lies and the inconsistencies, and this is how they're able to tell who's really trying to, like, who's lying, who's not, who's covering it up, who's telling the truth. This is what they wanted to pretty much get the info out of the cookie shop people for it, because they're going to compare it to the footage and see, okay, did they watch the footage? Because there's some things that you can only know the details and the explanations if you actually see in the Young Dolph footage. And so this is why they're pretty much watching everybody from that cookie shop closely, because their stories changed, and it was a lot of stuff where the only reason they would change the story is to cover their own tracks, to basically make it to where if they did do anything, it's like taken out of question by the answers that they give. And this is why we still haven't seen the footage. And so they don't want the cookie shop people don't want the Young Dolph footage released either, because it's going to show the audio of them yelling at him, telling him to get down, and all the people that's inside of the cookie shop, because they never told us that it's 10 dudes back there with their whole poohshiesty mask on, literally like trying to do something. And so that's the thing, is that inside the cookie shop, the footage will show if anything started in there. A lot of people think there was some sort of struggle, something about the back door, man. That back side door of the cookie shop, that's the main thing of question, because why is it that they always leave it open? Why is it that the people that came and hit a lick on the cookie shop always come through that backside door? It's already known in Memphis that anybody that's coming to the cookie shop for any weird reasons or anything, or if they're in the streets or whatever, if they got ties to the cookie shop and they're close friends with the cookie shop and they're the street guys, they always come through the back door. And so it's something going on to where they don't want people to know exactly how it went down. This is why they first said that the owner was there and that the shots came from inside the shop. They quickly changed the story, because once the owner realized that the way that it looks in the footage, it shows him already being there, and so they had to pretty much find a way to make it so that it doesn't sound like he was there. So this is when they said, yeah, he came in and saw everybody ducking and everything. The footage of the Young Dolph footage is going to show him already being in there. It's not going to show him pulling up, and they'd have to rewind it further back and back and back, because they need to look at the cookie shop footage from the whole 24 hours leading up to the Dolph incident, because it's got to have been people that was hiding in there. A lot of people think Young Dolph was set up. If you think Young Dolph was set up, I want you to comment down below. Let me know what you think about Young Dolph, what you think about the whole situation of him being set up in the cookie shop, and word on the street being that the hit must have came from his ops, which is CMG and Yo Gotti, who already had a beef with Young Dolph because of multiple issues of baby mama drama from the past, also because they were jealous and hating on him because he was the king of Memphis and they weren't. And so they didn't even get the title of the Prince of Memphis or nothing like that. It's only the King of Memphis and nothing else. And so they pretty much was envious, and they wanted to be in that spot so bad. They wanted the streets to know that they were the guys that was the kings or whatever. And so they went out of their way to pretty much try to take Dolph down, but it happened in broad daylight in 4K camera, with everybody being on scene, driving by, trying to get a look at it. Everybody pretty much told on themselves by basically either trying to claim the hit, being related to the people that's in the situation, being too close to them. The fact that Govan, Bigjook, they were named in the indictments, they were brought up, they were interrogated by the Shelby County precinct and the marshals, the authorities, everybody who was basically investigating this Young Dolph case. And the fact that the cookie shop people, they already claimed they said that they're siding with Yo Gotti. Makita's Raven already said that her one dream was to be a manager for Yo Gotti. And so this is maybe their way of paying him back. This is their way of gaining his trust or whatever it is, to show like that they're on his side, to pay tribute, or to put their to pretty much claim that they're a part of Yo Gotti's team. And so this is what everybody's been looking at. Everyone knows for a fact that where it all happened in Memphis, it happened in Memphis when Dolph comes back. But anytime that Dolph wasn't there, it wasn't a whole lot of stuff going on to the PRE people that's in Memphis every single day. And so somebody had to have dropped the location and said that Young Dolph was coming to town on this day, and he's going to this cookie shop for a music video, and he already had the reservations at Ruth Chris. All they had to do was call up Ruth Chris, and they know somebody that works there. This is what happens when you go back to the small towns, because Memphis is a small town. Everybody knows everybody. So if Dolph had the reservations at the Ruth Chris and he was supposed to do a music video at the cookie shop, then people already know and they're already alerted. Like when Young Dolph landed at the airport, the people that work at the airport already called their folks and said, I just seen Dolph private jet land. I just seen this is that. Woo up. When they went to the Ruth Chris and the reservations were made, the people who work at the Ruth Chris, the people who ate at the Ruth Chris, hey, Dolph gonna be here on this day. Dolph got a reservation here. The wrong person must have heard this info and dropped the location. That's why a lot of people, they got their eyes on the cookie shop security guard. They got their eyes on the people who didn't answer Young Dolph phone calls when he needed them the most. And they basically got their whole eyes on CMG, Yo Gotti, and bigjook already got taken out because people thought that he was going to tell on Yo Gotti, allegedly. And now everything is about to pretty much get thrown in the whole loop. Yo Gotti's about to be on the hot seat, and we about to see what's really going down with this Young Dolph case. The trial about to start, man. So stay tuned, stay subscribed. I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace.